Hey everybody, I've got two Steam Deck stories to talk about today, and I'm going to try and get this done in under 5 minutes. If I am successful, make sure that you click on that like button, and if I am unsuccessful, leave a comment down below making fun of me for trying to get this done in under 5. Let's get started. Something that we've been talking about ever since the Steam Deck launched is the idea that it's not in stores. The fact that Valve is on track to sell 3 million Steam Decks in just 2 years is very impressive when you consider the fact that for the first year, it was almost impossible to get a hold of. And secondly, the only place that you can get it is online by going to Steam or one of their partner websites like Komodo in certain regions. So the idea that Valve needs to get the Steam Deck out into stores in order to spread awareness of it, I think is something that Valve is painfully aware of, especially now that Valve is going to start having more competition with devices like the ASUS ROG Ally. We know that that's going to be coming to Best Buy, and if that thing is on store shelves and the Steam Deck is not on store shelves, well, I think that there's a lot of people that are going to pick up that device and not the Steam Deck, which is why Valve really needs to get these things out into stores. Of course, if you're buying an ROG Ally, you're probably still buying most of your games from Steam. And so Valve wins either way. But I think that Valve wants to get their hardware out there. Now, we have heard about this before, but it looks like it is now officially happening. Steam Deck's On Deck on Twitter tweeted this out. They said, for our friends in Japan and Korea, Steam Deck is coming to various retail partners, starting with a hands-on event at the Ideon Namba main store in Osaka. So it looks like it is going to be on store shelves in that region. That doesn't help here, but it does help in that region. And why would Valve bring the Steam Deck to store shelves in that region and not the US and like where you know they are based? Well, I think that Valve has way more brand awareness here in the States. And so it doesn't make nearly as much sense for them to get their stuff on shelves here before they do it elsewhere. Because you go to other countries, a lot of them have never even heard of Valve, especially places like Japan where console gaming is king and PC gaming is really not all that big of a deal. So a lot of people don't play games on PC. They don't play games through Steam, and so they've never heard of Valve, and the idea of the Steam Deck is a thing that is completely foreign to them. So getting it onto shelves and in front of eyeballs is a really, really important thing over there. But I do think that Valve needs to get it on shelves here as well, especially once they have that competition on store shelves. As long as they are not the last ones to get on store shelves, I think that they will be okay. But they want to get out there as fast as they possibly can. Okay, I said that there were two stories to talk about. The second story has to do with Proton. This is a quick update story, which is why I think I can get done in under 5 minutes. So, I don't know which video it was. It was either my last video or the video before that. I talked about the fact that we were on Proton 8.0. A lot of you were really excited about that. Well, Proton Experimental has now been updated to include all the changes from Proton 8.0, which means if you have a Steam Deck and you want to try using Proton Experimental, all these changes to 8.0, this is going to now work on your Steam Deck. So all you have to do is before you launch a game, go ahead and tell it to use Proton Experimental instead of the regular Proton, and it's going to allow you to run that game probably better than it was before. In addition, this also means that we're going to start seeing the changes trickle through for Proton GE. If you don't know what Proton GE is, it's basically Glorious Eggroll's version of Proton, which is usually a little bit quicker to get updates, but it's always been based on Proton Experimental. So Eggroll has been waiting and holding back until Experimental is done and out so that they can start work on Proton GE, getting these same updates and then building upon that. So here's my question to all of you. Number one, did I get it done in under 5 minutes? Number two, Which of these two stories do you think is the more important one? And number 3, if you enjoyed this video, then you're probably going to like this one right here. Thanks for watching. From the Nerd Nest, I'm Bill. Stay rad, everybody.